So I got Zach here, and this is the 50 that I did the series on, and we're gonna run it, and it's peeing good now finally, and I think he's gonna take it and enjoy the heck out of it.
Yeah, pretty excited.
So we got the hood on it. Looks great. Thanks, Zach.
Thank you. Thank you so much for all your help.
But yeah, here's the hood, front plate. It's a pretty old motor. That's the one I painted the hood and everything. Of course, it's still got a little scuffed up, but there's the other side of it. And lower unit, it's good shape. Yeah, man, I know you'll run it. Be happy with it.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm happy to move it out of here too. So, all right, I don't know what I just filmed or not, if it even filmed. But I put some little timing mark here, 28 degrees, it says 28 degrees before top dead center. I adjusted this. I don't think this is the right bolt. It should go a little further. I almost got it all the way in. I really don't know what to say about that, because like this is all the way in. The right head, I don't know, but yeah, I turned on my water and fired up again. The fuel mixture was pretty far off. Let's see what it does this time. I adjusted that. Alright, so I'll have to readjust it. One, two, let's go three. Three's the charm. is. That's not the original bolt. And then I would have to adjust, once I get it back, then I need to adjust this some. It's like right now it's way down here, which would be the butterfly's really open. If I get it back, put this in where it's to there, and then she's probably real rich right now, so I'll get it. Alright, so I tried timing out the 115. I did get it timed out. Unfortunately, the video didn't come out. The red didn't really work, so I used some white out. I was out of it, so I just threw that nail polish on there. And I'm getting some white out because I just couldn't see it in the daylight. I guess the red really was hard to see, so took quite a bit to really time it out. It was severely out of time. But I got that adjusted now, but the new fuel pump that I have was giving me a problem, so may have to I got another fuel pump. I'm gonna throw it on there. It's brand new. The other one's brand new too, but it's leaking, so I'm not sure why, but I thought I'd just pull it off, put the other one on there because it's just as easy. It's weird. But then they also modified the the throttle linkage, so I don't know if that's part of the issue too, but it is timed out. It is running. Maybe I'll shoot some video here in a little bit after I got the fuel pump replaced. And but basically, you just put that timing light on it, and then you just have to adjust your linkage, you know, until you get to 28 degrees before top dead center. So it's not that hard. I just don't want to shoot it again. So there's some other videos I'm sure people showing that. So anyway, it's early Saturday morning, and got a busy day today, so I'm gonna get some coffee, get this going, and we'll talk to you guys later. Alright, so that's how you start every video. Alright, so what? Sorry, I'm gonna smoke. No, I should quit. I went and dropped the 115 Evinrude on the pontoon boat in the water, and wouldn't run. Kind of messed with the fuel. I took it in there out there yesterday. Discovered a fuel leak, so I went and brought it back to the house. Fixed that. Actually, I had another pump. I put it on it because the O-ring just wasn't sealing right. And I don't know, I'll check it out and see why. But so yeah, it wouldn't run. So then I fixed that this morning, and then I took it back out to the lake, hooked up my timing light. First, the drop in the water was like I couldn't get the right fuel mixture, so I adjusted that. I pulled it out, adjusted that. Then I put it back in the water and got it to run, put my timing light on it, and I could see that number one was like 180 degrees out. So it should have been like right here, and it was over there. So I went and pulled some diagrams. So if you're looking at the back of the engine, there's our number one, and then we got 2, 3, 4. So this was 180 degrees out, so the 3 was showing right on 28 degrees for top dead center. And then this one wasn't firing. So, got another diagram that I looked at. I could check my trigger. There's 2 connectors going to each one of the switch boxes. So each one of those. So on this line, I should be able to check here and see if I got an ohm reading, and see if that's good. I'm gonna start there, because if that's bad, then it needs a new trigger. But if it's got a good ohm reading, then it could be something in the wiring. So I can check that. And then this diagram, because they don't have the colors, but this diagram's got some colors. So this would be one side, this would be the other. Only one of these has a terminal. The other side is just straight to the ECM, I guess. So anyway, and it tells you ground, common. Sensor 2 is a blue wire. Sensor 4 is a green wire. Okay. 2, 4. Let's see. Is it 2, 4, 6? Okay. So this is a raw terminal block. I gotta find the right color code. This is not it. It's for a different one. Well, let's see if it, yeah, see. So, let's say blue tester lead, black tester lead, A, B. You see, it doesn't tell us what that color of that line is, so I gotta go back in and see if I can find it again. I thought it showed me on this terminal block, but I guess it doesn't. It's for, what? No, because that's 4. I'm sorry. So this is 4 coils. What is it giving? Oh, here's one. It's an orange. I'm sorry. Coil 1, orange. Coil 1, blue lead. It was right. Coil 3, orange. Coil 3, orange, green. So orange and green. And then orange and purple. And then over here is going to be blue and orange. And, well, they didn't keep it together, did they? Purple and orange. I don't know why they say coil 6. So I don't know. I'm gonna go look at this and see if any of this corresponds, and maybe just see if this is close, and maybe it'll give me a hint, and see if I can figure out why number 3 is not firing. Well, try to get some video footage of me timing out that 115 Evinrude, and my camera was like, I don't know, it's like on photo or something, so it didn't come out. It's kind of a bummer, but I guess I could talk about it. Maybe I don't know if it helps somebody or not. There's a couple of pigtails or I call them pigtails. They're kind of like in this diagram, you know, it's got some connectors. In this case, it's these, which have the 2 wires going to the coil. So I don't know what they're showing this going to the switch box. So it's not the right diagram, but kind of get the idea. Basically, those 2 little pigtails, they got 2 wires in them. That's the 2 signal lines, and they go to each coil in a V4. So this is a V4. So there's a ECM or a power pack on each side, and then coming from the trigger, you know, it's got signal lines, the ECM, and then it comes out of there 2 lines to go to each coil on each bank or each side. So the wiring is interesting because I don't know if they took they put a trigger on there at one time. Maybe it was a newer style trigger, because or maybe it was the original. It's hard to say because I couldn't find a wiring diagram that looked like what I needed. So, and it was it was Evinrude's manual, so I don't know. But basically, on the number 1 and the number 2, they were swapped. When this came in, they were swapped. And man, it was blowing. It was actually running. I don't know how it ran, but it would blow out lots of oil on the exhaust on the prop, and I mean it would just be all over around the inside of the prop. So because it was severely out of time. And then I had a problem with number 3 or number 2. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So number 3 wasn't firing, and that just happened to be that little coil. It looks like a helicoil inside your spark plug boot, and that, I guess, either I didn't have it all the way in there, or one time when I pulled it off, it got pulled back. So I pushed that back and got it in its proper location, and you know, put it in there, and it was firing fine. So the interesting story of that is the linkage. I don't even know if I could draw it. Maybe, you know, on your carburetors, you know, there's a, so you have number 1, number 2. So number 1, and then there's this linkage that goes between the 2, right? Well, over here on the block, you know, there's a bolt. I don't have the engine here, I already shipped it. And then this thing kind of looks like this, like it goes down, and then it's just a piece, right? And there's a mark, and it kind of looks like that, and then you got a mark here. And then on the carburetor, this should probably have been a little farther up, but on the carburetor, there's a, you know, there's like a linkage kind of deal. And there's a roller pin, right? So normally, like, this is your, what they call a primary pickup, because it's just touching this linkage which controls the venturi in here. You know, So you want this to just crack. So this should be more up here, and they say to be like right in the middle of that. If that helps anybody, I don't know. I noticed there wasn't a lot of videos about this, so I was kind of surprised. But that's going to be kind of like that. And then the way this thing is, there's a bolt that goes like this way, and there's like a little plastic piece, right? So you can rotate this, you know, in or out, and then that'll adjust your primary pickup. And then, you know, making sure these are synchronized, these two butterflies, put it in wide open throttle, look through there, and you'll see the butterflies on both of them should be flat level, like wide open throttle. And that's how you know that you have that right. So if the timing's right, like my timing when I first started was so far off, like I was having to move this and open it up and dump more fuel in it than it needed. Once I figured out that, oh, these are out of, you know, these are 100, so the 1 and 3, it was actually firing, the engine was 28 degrees, you know, before top dead center. So number 3 was firing at 28 degrees. I mean, it was baffling to me. And so I was like, what? And so once I figured out that those two signal wires were, you know, were crossed, then it was easy to isolate. Okay, I take the signal wire, I put pull connectors on it, so I just swapped them. Now 1 is 1 and 3 was 3. So another thing, like firing order, right? I hope this is coming out. I'm a terrible video person. With firing order, so like if you had, you know, your bank over here, they talk about starboard and port, right? So a V4. So your firing order is 1, because I couldn't find this. Maybe I have the wrong service manuals, or they're not out there. But this is 3, and this is 4. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. And I don't even know if that's the actual, you know, firing order, if it's like how I'm real confused about that. But I think it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And then if you had a V6, it would be, you know, 1, 3, 5, 6. If it was a V6, you know. I'm guessing. And that's from some of this stuff that I looked at, but and I just deduced that from some of these diagrams that were here. They did have numbers on them, but it doesn't tell you, like, I don't have the right sheet, but it doesn't tell you, you know, actual, I couldn't find it in the manual, it's actual firing order. So anyway, from the trigger, or, you know, to the ECM sending the signal, I had these two swapped. Once I swapped them, then this now was firing in correct order. And this too, like I said, it had a little issue. I literally went out there dropped it in the water, because I didn't want to do it here, because I was like really super confident that everything was okay. As soon as I dropped it in there, man, I didn't even choke it. I turned the key and the thing fired right up. And but I put my timing light out there, hit the timing light, bam, we were on 28 degrees, like perfect. So I did pull it out of the water because it was too high, because I had this too far open. You know, these were cracked a little bit, and so I backed that down. The guy picked it up. He thought the idle was a little high, and so I dropped it some more. You know, I took one more turn, and it doesn't, once I had it to that point, one turn was like probably plenty. It probably dropped it, you know, a couple hundred RPMs. So that one shipped, and it's in good shape, and you know, it was an old motor. I thought it was like mid 80s, and then once I researched, you know, it was a 78 is what it was, and it was bad, man. I mean, like the needle float keepers, the little keeper pin on the needle floats, they were not in either one of those carburetors. So, but there was that, and there was like lots of wiring problems. I mean, anyway, so a little sorry that the video didn't come out of that. You know, I would have loved to shot with the timing light and you could see me timing it, but it's pretty simple. You know, you just put it on the number 1 spark plug wire, your timing light. You know, you got to get power from, you know, ground and hot. I just came right off of the hot side of the solenoid, and then I just put my ground, and then I just ran my timing light. And so anyway, busy time of the year for boat motors. So I guess till next time, please like, please subscribe, comment, and we'll talk to you soon.
Are you